Hi you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm back with another reaction video and we're gonna check out a video called When Tyson Challenged His Biggest Opponent, and it says Tyson's clash with the 6'6" Cuban heavyweight Jose Ribalta, and 6'6" is almost 2 meters. That's crazy. And it says that this is one of the best heavyweight fest of the 80s. So I'm not gonna ramble anything. Let's get straight into this video. And by the way, I requested this video.
In fact, several people seem to think that he's George Foreman, but he's stronger than George Foreman. He's Joe Frazier, but he's faster and he's more powerful than Joe Frazier, and he's Rocky Marciano, but he's almost 30 pounds heavier than Rocky Marciano. So that combination, I think, bodes pretty well for Mike Tyson.
Welcome back to another big fight recap here on BLTV Classic.
Yes, Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of
those eyes.
On today's video, we look back at the night Tyson fought. By the horse's mouth, not only the biggest man in his career, but also the toughest. As the 6'6" Cuban heavyweight Jose Ribalta withstood inconceivable damage inflicted by the most ruthless version of Iron Mike the world has ever seen. One of the great heavyweight slugfests of all time. Let's get right to it.
Those eyes though. Come on.
At 5'10½", Mike Tyson was significantly the shortest heavyweight contender ranked by the Ring Magazine's top 10 in the fall of '86.
Wait, Mike is 5'11"? No way.
Boxing fans will remember this era as the New Age, the land of the giants, with the large majority of top contenders and champions from here on out standing in excess of 6'4".
Primo Carnera, a heavyweight boxer called the Monster by Time magazine.
There have been many tall contenders and champions in the past, with Jess Willard and Primo Carnera being prime examples of towering fighters often branded as unskilled behemoths, circus acts whose achievements in the sport are credited strictly to their advantage in size and weight. That notion changed drastically with the introduction of world-class trainers such as Eddie Fitch and Emmanuel Stewart, who were fixated on not only utilizing the physical advantages of sizable fighters possesses, but more making their boxing skills comparable to the guys a half a foot or so shorter than them.
I see. Because the thing is, size is one thing, but like the mental work too, like can
once Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis became the dominant force in the division, big men have ruled the roost ever since.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to always say, God, I'm just a midget. I'm never gonna grow. I'm never gonna be anything because I'm too short to do any kind of sports, anything. But then, I started believing in myself and things worked out right.
Jose Ribalta was one of those classic, long-rangey fighters that dominated the amateur boxing circuit in his teens due to his size being perfectly cohesive with the classy, dance-like boxing skills taught to him at the home of Cuban boxing in the States, the 5th Street Gym in Miami.
Mike Tyson, here I come. Here I come. Better be ready. Better be ready.
By the time Jose turned pro in 1982, he was the #2 rated amateur heavyweight in America, and he used his skills to defeat the usual suspects of journeymen such as David Jacko and Rick Keller in the coming years.
Well, he goes up against Jose Ribalta, who has to be considered a threat.
Jose was robbed of his first moment of genuine boxing notoriety in his 1985 clash with the soon-to-be heavyweight champion James Bone Crusher Smith. Everyone outside of 2 of the 3 ringside judges felt he won with relative ease. However, dubious decisions are unfortunately a part of the game, and as many fighters have displayed in the past, early setbacks can either make or break a character. And during the Tyson buildup in July 1986, Jose seemed to be peaking, not only physically, but mentally, certain he would be the man to stop Tyson's 25-fight unbeaten streak.
There's a man that could beat Mike Tyson, is Jose Ribalta. There's going to be a lot of people surprised down in Miami when he knocks him out. When Mike Tyson hurts a guy, he puts him to sleep.
He's the manager. If
he tags Jose, I hope he don't think Jose's going to lay down. He just better be ready to take another shot. And I'm not going to take no credit.
Mike is ready.
But to this day, he hasn't faced anybody that can punch like Jose.
But I know he's never been in there with a fighter like me.
Let's go, Mike.
Fight. Devastation.
Mike, my favorite.
Slow beating, nearly death.
Yes, Tyson has the anticipation of a Doberman who's happened upon 210 pounds of unguarded meat.
Tyson met Ribalta at the Trump Plaza Hotel in Atlantic City on August 17, 1986. The tension between the two created a legendary atmosphere among the lucky 1,000 people in attendance. Tyson's snarly grimaces were met by Rebalta's death-defying eyes. It was clear to the viewing audience that they were in for a special night of heavyweight boxing action.
Mike loves this. He loves
Just
the
as expected,
tension.
Tyson is right in the chest of Rebalta.
There you go, Mike.
Tremendous body shots and what an uppercut. Counter right hand by Mike Tyson's invited. And there was an uppercut. What a shot.
He said, why you do that? When you get out?
A classic right hook to the body, right uppercut combo put Rebalta down at the end of the second round. The sheer power of the uppercut would have been enough to send 99.9% of every human on Earth to the shadow realm. Yet, to the crowd's surprise, Rebalta made it back to his feet with enough stability to slug it out until the end of the round.
I respect that. You see him ducking? I see you, Mike. There you go. The hits that he made. He cannot.
Acknowledging Rebalta's resilience, Tyson elected for the water in the basement approach in the next few rounds, hammering Jose to the body to try and soften his core.
Mike didn't even tire him out. He just went straight in. This is round 3. You're not letting him just keep going. You don't care about you being wary. Oh, this is round 6. You just keep going.
Tyson took his attacks upstairs by the end of the 7th, boxing with the same ferocity as he did in the first, throwing with the speed and power of a man that has barely broken a sweat.
Oh, the mouthpiece! Oh, nah.
This is all instinct.
Let's go, Mike.
Back to the body. There is no swing.
He's hitting like he just started.
And wisely.
Wow.
Tyson seemed shocked that Rebalta had made it to his feet again. Yet, instead of taking his feet off the gas and cruising to a unanimous decision, he wanted to entertain the fans by closing the show.
Oh, wow. How is this gonna end? I mean, we kind of know how, but like, how? Like, what hit? How is he gonna... It's finito. That gotta be it. On his butt. No, he's done.
Tyson knocked out Rebalta in the 10th in a manner I'm sure the great Customato himself would have been proud of. But as
R.I.P.
always, HBO's Larry Merchant was underwhelmed by his performance and grilled the aspiring champ in the post-fight interview.
Mike, this guy was a tougher nut to crack than you thought, I bet.
Fair enough. He had his mind concentrated. He was going to fight, and he did well, and I commend him very dearly.
What made him so tough? The fact that he fought back, unlike the other fighters who've taken you this far?
Most definitely, he fought back, and he had the idea in his mind he wasn't going to get knocked out. But as you notice, he was knocked down, but wasn't knocked out because he had his mind conscious of that.
Are there too many expectations of you, Mike? Do you think that if you don't, you're in a bind that if you don't knock him out early, if you knock him out early, everybody says the other guy was a bum. If it goes this far, everybody says you can't hit that hard.
Well, what can I say? This happened.
Tyson showed a lot of class in his response by simply acknowledging that Rebalta was as tough and game as they come. In an interview for Ring Magazine in 2014, Tyson named Rebalta as the most durable fighter he'd ever faced, along with the strongest, claiming that the Cuban was very strong in clinches.
Professional record, 32 wins, 9 defeats.
I got goosebumps.
If Tyson had never met Rebalta, I doubt that there'd be even a single person who would have expected him to put up such a brave effort against a prime Mike Tyson, because after the match, his career went more or less down the drain, certifying himself as a bona fide journeyman by his mid-20s. Rebalta retired after 5 straight losses in 1999, yet to this day, he still wants a rematch with Tyson. In fact, his Facebook page is littered with non-stop callouts to the point of obsession. Usually, I'd laugh off these callouts, but with the current landscape in the game today, you just never know who will return to the ring.
Oh, this is a good video.